I'm Dr. Yolanda White. I'm a primary care pediatrician who no longer supports water fluoridation. Pediatricians like myself are taught to pay very close attention to the proper weight-based dosage for each drug, and to make sure that our patients do not receive more of a drug than is necessary or safe. But unfortunately, when it comes to fluoride, this basic precaution is not being followed. In fact, the dose of fluoride that's supposedly effective in preventing dental cavities is very close to the dose that, according to the Environmental Protection Agency, can cause harm for some children. So it has a very narrow therapeutic window. Since children now receive fluoride from so many different sources, it's virtually impossible for a doctor to determine exactly how much fluoride each child is actually getting. And if you can't determine the amount of fluoride, then you can't determine the dose. And if you can't determine the dose of fluoride, then you can't determine safety. As a pediatrician, I am deeply concerned that fluoride is not good for babies and that they are at risk for harmful side effects. The most clearly visible side effect is dental fluorosis, a permanent staining of the teeth caused by fluoride's interference with normal tooth development. There's a significant number of children in the United States who now have some form of dental fluorosis. According to the Centers for Disease Control, dental fluorosis affects 41% of teenagers. That's millions of children who now have a visible form of chronic fluoride toxicity. As a pediatrician, I'm concerned that fluoride could also affect tissues and organs that are not visible, like the bones, the thyroid, and the brain. My concern is based in part on a large body of research finding that modestly elevated levels of fluoride can reduce a child's intelligence, especially if there's a deficient intake of iodine. Children are disproportionately affected by fluoride for several key reasons. They receive a greater fluoride dose per body weight when compared to adults. They have far more fluoride incorporated into their skeleton than adults. They have a lower kidney excretion of fluoride into their urine, meaning more fluoride gets reabsorbed back into their bloodstream where it can bioaccumulate. And their developing brains are more susceptible to fluoride's toxicity. This can affect their educational achievement. And these unique characteristics of children can no longer be ignored. I'm also concerned by research findings showing that dental fluorosis is higher in the Black community, even the more severe forms, where the teeth can start to erode and develop black and brown stains. This health disparity and environmental injustice will need to be addressed. Even though federal agencies recommended lowering fluoride concentration in water down to 0.7 parts per million, that reduction is slow to implement in each jurisdiction, and frankly, it's not enough. Over-the-counter water filters can't remove the fluoride. So my heart goes out to pregnant women, seniors, those with kidney, thyroid, and other health conditions who can't afford a water purification process to remove the fluoride. They shouldn't even be put in this position. Because water is for everyone, but fluoride is not. Therefore, it's my professional recommendation that we discontinue water fluoridation in the United States. I know I don't want to drink fluoridated water, and I commend residents of Portland, Oregon for fighting hard for the right to keep fluoride out of their water, and also states like New Hampshire and cities like Milwaukee for including infant advisories on their water bills. This past May, New York City held their first children's anti-fluoride rally. Sooner or later, you too will have to make some very important decisions about fluoride. And so it's better to be safe and responsible now so we won't have to pay for it later. It's all about prevention. Thank you.
We have good news and bad news for you today to start the program off. Good news, we'll start with the bad news first. The bad news is that Aaron Swartz, some of you in Cambridge might remember who Aaron Swartz is. He was a young man who was arrested for hacking into the databases at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, that's MIT. He was arrested and he was found dead in his cell. He committed suicide. So that's the bad news. So he has a history here too at CCTV. So when more details are available, we're going to get into that. Aaron Schwartz, he was well loved here at CCTV. So I don't know what's going on, but I thought I should share that with you. And the good news is that it is the birthday of our First Lady, Michelle Obama. So I extend a happy birthday to Michelle Obama, okay? And another thing I'd like to bring your attention to is the fact that at, I guess, 5 o'clock today, the Governor Deval Patrick, will be making his State of the Commonwealth address. That's a 5 o'clock. I don't think that we're going to carry it here on CCTV Live. Maybe we'll have a rebroadcast of it sometime in the future. But the other stations, commercial stations, I think Channel 4 is carrying it. I guess maybe 5 and 7 will carry it too. I don't know. But I just like to remind you that at 5 o'clock, you can catch the State of the Commonwealth address. An annual event by the governor of the state. So that's Governor Deval Patrick, and you can catch it at 5 o'clock today. Hello and welcome. I am Hasson Rashid, and this is your Human Service News and Information. It is excellent being here with you once again, and it is an awful great achievement to come into your lives, your household, once again, as we do every week here at CCTV. And so I greet you with a universal greetings, cordial of peace. Peace be unto you. Okay, and I like to get into that video. That's something that I like to keep you informed about. That was a video. It was a YouTube video, but it was via the fluoridealert.org organization, and it's something, it's an informative and informational video depicting the harms of fluoride in your water supply. So that's something that we haven't done here in Cambridge yet. We haven't eliminated the amount of fluoride that is being inducted or put into our drinking water supply. And so those alerts are to educate you on the harmful effects of fluoride. We're going to get back into that video if time permits, but I want you to keep you conscious of the fact that fluoride is a very dangerous chemical, and it must be eliminated from our water supply. Okay, once again, I'm Hasson Rashid, and this is your Human Service News and Information. Before we get into our program, I'd like to remind you some of the good things that are happening here at CCTV, and that you will be able to participate in if you're interested in enhancing your knowledge of the media industry, the non-commercial media industry. Okay, on the January 22nd, there's curses on your screen and what they mean. These are a series of upcoming mini lessons, and that's computer help for job seekers, okay? And January 29th, to navigate your web browser. February 5th, send emails to job inquiries. February 12th, backing up files. February 19th, getting connected, the ports on your computers. And February 26th, internet security. So this drop-in program is free. All those courses, programs that I just mentioned are absolutely free. So all you have to do is appear on those dates and get involved in upcoming mini lessons here at CCTV. And we are located in the heart of Cambridge, heart of Central Square, 438 Massachusetts Avenue. And our telephone number for more information, 617-661-6900, okay? And there's other things that you can become involved in. Here's a small example of what else is going on here at CCTV. Free drop-ins, that's on Sundays and Tuesdays. from 4 to 5:30 p.m. On Tuesday, it's from 3 to 5:45 p.m. Member drop-in is on Monday, Wednesdays, and Thursday from 3 to 5:40 p.m. And Computers for Seniors, that's Monday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Computer help for job seekers, that's a Tuesday, 3:30 to 5 p.m. Computer help for women, that's Wednesday, 1 to 2:30 p.m. And a Computer for Spanish speakers, that's Wednesday, 6 to 9 p.m. And there's Help Me Produce. This is a program for members, okay? And there is Web Media Help. That's Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. And there's one more thing here I'd like to inform you about CCTV. It's a CCTV Youth Media Program end of semester screening. It's Thursday, January 31st, and 6 p.m. Feature the works of Tony Allen, Nancy Eugene, Gene Gulliman, Evan Harris, Zal Islam, Simon Mason, Rashid Pierce, Louise, Muhammad Syed, Tony Torah, and Wubchina Zephyr. Okay, refreshments will be served. That's Cambridge Community Television, 438 or Massachusetts Avenue, Central Square. And that's a CCTV Youth Media Program in the semester screening, Thursday, January 31st at 6 p.m. You all are welcome, invited out to come out and attend this event. That's refreshments will be served. Okay, and another thing, CCTV will be closing for the Martin Luther King's holiday, so I guess we're going to close on a Friday and won't open back up until the following Wednesday, which I think is around the 22nd. So I'll have to get more information on that, but I know we'll be closing for the Martin Luther King holiday, which will be held, big celebration will be held on the City Hall steps. That's the 21st on Monday, so be sure you get on out and check that out. Okay, that's another thing, update number 10 is entitled The Sandy Hook's Elementary School Global Sympathy Card, okay? In just 24 hours, more than 30,000 people have already signed the Sandy Hook's Promise on causes, and over 60,000 included at the Sandy Hook's Promise.com website. So here's a link, the lead story about the launch of the Sandy Hook Promise in the New York Times. That link is links.causes.com. So if you haven't already done so, please consider signing the promise yourself to help support a constructive national dialogue on these urgent issues. We're already 1/3 of the way towards our initial goal of 100,000 signatures. So if you'd like to sign this petition, you check out the sandyhookpromise.org website. That's sandyhookpromise.org website. Okay, President was on TV today talking about stop the gun violence, okay? I'm sure many of you saw that. The CSGV statement on today's press conference at the White House, okay? During a press conference today at the White House, President Barack Obama and Vice President Joe Biden announced a broad-range package of gun policy recommendations that, if implemented, would save countless American lives in the years ahead. And it won't go into the details of this article, but the essence of what the president was talking about, he wanted you out there in the community to contact your congressmen and to get them to support gun control reforms. Okay, that's it. Gun control reforms to stop or try to ease some of the violence that we have been experiencing in our communities, and violence that relates to the just outright murder of our young people. Okay, so the president he said that the main thing is to contact your congressman, because this will not change. No help will be given to the situation unless Congress is encouraged to pass this gun control reform legislation. So that's it. So I advise you to get started on contacting your congressional members, whoever they are. We have Mr. Cuomo, I think that's what you call him, Representative Cuomo, Cupoano, that's it, Representative Cupoano. So if that's your representative, you contact Representative Cupoano and tell him that you support gun control reform. And get him to get busy on making this legislation a reality, okay? The president signed some things in today, and which will benefit our communities, especially the killing of our young people in the long run. So, but the National Rifle Association lobbies against Obama's judicial nomination. The Associated Press published a story about the National Rifle Association's lobby practice in the realm of judicial nominees. Association lobbying practice in the realm of judicial nominees. According to the article, the National Rifle Association has addressed a lesser-known strategy to protect its interests, opposing President Obama's judicial nominee, whom it sees as likely to enforce gun control laws. In some cases, the group opposition has kept jobs on federal benches unfulfilled. The article points to letters opposing the nomination of Justice Sonia Sotomayor, Elena Keegan, but also cites an example of opposition to federal district court nominees. Last spring, the group opposed the nomination of Elisa Kaddish to the federal bench in Nevada and worked with Senator Dean Hiller, Nevada, to block it. In 2008, while running for district court position in Nevada, Kaddish replied on an election survey that I do not believe that there is this constitutional rights to gun. She added, however, of course, I enforce the laws as they exist as judge. In the months that followed, the NAR and its affiliate groups spent $98,000, $467 to help Heller win election, including television ad promising Heller would oppose any anti-gun nominee to the Supreme Court. The article concludes, as the NRA works to put its stamp on another branch of government, its influence could be even more lasting. Federal judges are appointed for life and aren't subject to voters in election years. Okay, but I understand the importance of the right to own a firearm or a pistol or something, but that is the Second Amendment rights. But to the right to self-preservation is the first law of nature. Okay, so I understand that, but I don't understand the fact that these maniacs are using these abusing their rights to own a firearm and going into schools, killing up children, going to theaters, killing up people watching cinema. But that's what I don't agree with. So I think that that we should the first task that we have in our society is to keep our children safe. So if these gun reform, if this gun reform legislation proposed by the president makes that so, then I'm for it. Okay, so we have to keep our children safe. Right now, we're experiencing unsolved murders right here in Cambridge with the Miss Charlene Hay. Some maniac just shot her, and the law enforcement agency here, the law enforcement officials don't have a clue yet who did this. So we should advise them to step up their investigation too. But the thing is, we should support this gun control legislation. So again, advise your congressional people to get busy and do what they have to do. Okay, and okay, that's enough said about that. I'm gonna we're running out of time here, so I'm gonna go over to some of the local things that are happening here in Cambridge pretty soon on Monday, January 21st. One more thing, okay, getting back to this gun violence, this unnecessary gun violence in the community and how it has to be stopped. It first begins with self-destructive thinking. Self-destructive thinking. So okay, I see the chart. Okay, okay, here it is. Self-destructive thinking, which traditionally this dilemma has been something that was traditionally confined to the Black American community. It was a common thing to look at evening news, any type of news report, and find that this was only happening in Black communities. This uncontrollable killings of young people, driving by, shooting young people in cars. But now we find that it has spread to the upper classes of the Caucasian community, rural or suburban schools, theaters, etc., etc. So this is definitely a problem now, and the American people are starting to take notice of it, and it must be stopped. So again, gun control reform, I'm for that. But the Second Amendment right to possess a firearm, also for that, because self-preservation is the first law of nature. And again, this is your Human Service News and Information. I'm Hasson Rashid, and next week it'll be the history of community life and diversity of Muslim Americans in New England. So we got a lot of things that's happening in the Muslim community in Eastern Massachusetts that we want to inform you of. But right now, I'd like to inform you once again that Monday, January 21st, 2013, at St. Peter's Episcopal Church, 838 Massachusetts Avenue, Cambridge, the city of Cambridge will be holding their annual Martin Luther King Day commemoration and commemoration. So please join the community as we publicly remember and celebrate the life and work of Dr. Martin Luther King. And I know you remember who he was. At St. Peter's Episcopal Church in Central Square, Cambridge, 12 to 1:45 p.m. Celebrate Dr. King's life and work for peace, justice, and transformation. Inside St. Peter's Episcopal Church, 838 Massachusetts Avenue, Cambridge, 2 to 2:45 p.m. Informal lunch and community gathering in the Undercroft basement at St. Peter's. And everyone will gather as a community to hear Dr. King's words calling for peace, justice, and transformation, along with brief remarks by Maria Elena Latona, a longtime community activist and organizer, and the former executive director of Central Presente. Free and open to the public, and light refreshments will be served. And this will be all sponsored by the Cambridge Peace Commission at 51 Inman Street, Cambridge, Mass. Okay. February, the City of Cambridge First Time Home Buyers Workshop, and that's workshop outlines, introduction to home buying process, role of real estate brokers, how to qualify mortgage, managing debt, budgeting, home inspection, legal aspects of home buying. Okay, that's scheduled offered Wednesday night, February 6th, 13th, 20th, and 27th, evenings from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Location City Hall Annex, second floor meeting room. That's the first time home buyers. Okay, and there's another Martin Luther King event I like to bring to your attention. It's by the Many Helping Hands people. Okay, and they're located at www.manyhelpinghands365.org, and they have what is known as the annual Martin Luther King Day of Service, a day of hands-on service for the entire Cambridge community. That's January 21st, 2 to 5 p.m., Central Square, City Hall, and the Senior Center. So they'll be right next door to the St. Paul's Episcopal Church. And these events will be running back to back, so you get on over there. That's January 21st, 2013, from 2 to 5 p.m. in Central Square at City Hall, and St. Peter's Episcopal Church, 838 Massachusetts, Cambridge. And okay, I got just about time for, I believe, one more event. Okay, one more happening here. The Massachusetts Council on Compulsive Gambling invites you to attend an educational public forum, The Internet and Problem Gambling. That's Thursday, February 7th, 8:30 to 11:45 p.m. at the Langham Hotel in Boston, under the leadership of State Treasurer Grossman and State Lottery Director Sternberg. The Massachusetts State Online Products Task Force recently released a report on its plan to pursue internet gambling. So please come join them to discuss how mass-based internet gambling will impact the people currently living with or at high risk for developing gambling disorders, as well as the services and policies associated with this topic. Overview of Internet Gambling Task Force reports, Office of State Treasurer, Mass State Lottery. Review of Internet Gambling Research, Phil Copel, Research and Data Director, Mass Council of Compulsive Gambling. internet gambling, risk factors, and responsible gaming. Keith Waite, Executive Director, National Council on Problem Gambling. So that's the internet and pop-up gambling, Thursday, February 7th, 8:30 a.m. to 11:40 a.m. the Langham Hotel in Boston. And with that, I think that's about it. But before we get out of here, I'd like to thank Mr. Wayne Robinson for getting us on the air and getting our broadcast out to you today. And he does it each and every week here at CCTV. And he is what is called a cablecast technician or intern. So once again, thank you, Mr. Robinson. And before I go, I was to remember you that you should keep your mind focused on the human service mission, keep your nose clean, play it straight. When push comes to shove, keep your nose clean, don't play the game, play it straight, and don't forget to assist someone in need of your help. I'm Hasson Rashid, and we'll see you next time with the history of community life and diversity of Muslim Americans in New England. Until then, I leave you with the greetings of peace.
Hi, I'm Dr. Yolanda White. I'm a primary care pediatrician who no longer supports water fluoridation. Pediatricians like myself are taught to pay very close attention to the proper weight-based dosage for each drug, and to make sure that our patients do not receive more of a drug than is necessary or safe. But unfortunately, when it comes to fluoride, this basic precaution is not being followed. In fact, the dose of fluoride that's supposedly effective in preventing dental cavities is very close to the dose that, according to the Environmental